Hello there viewers, welcome back to Toffee Takeover, and it's do or die day today. The fate of our entire existence lies with this match. Okay, maybe that's being a little bit over dramatic, but the fate of our entire European journey lies with this match versus Dortmund as we're traveling out to Germany to take on this Dortmund side, and mathematically we're not eliminated yet. If we beat Dortmund, we will leapfrog them into third place, and then it all comes down to Valencia on the final group stage day, but that's if and only if we beat Dortmund today. A draw or a loss sees us eliminated. So I'm holding out hope. It ain't over till it's over. So let's just get right into it and see what happens. What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and if you're still enjoying the series, please do go and drop a like. And as I just said, we are taking on Dortmund in Germany in our Champions League group stage match, where if we see ourselves win, we're still alive in the group. If we lose or draw, we are eliminated. But of course, before we get to that, we do have a couple of matches that we need to talk about in the league. So in the lead up to the match today, we took on two Premier League sides in both Brentford and Watford. In the Brentford match, we came away with a very solid 2-0 victory, a very dominant 2-0 victory on top of that, just looking at the match stats. Adam Lookman getting himself a brace with a goal on either side of the half, and like I said, looking at the match stats, 20 goals, 11 of them on target. We had all the shots on target. Brentford just couldn't get a single shot at our net, so it was a very easy day for Sam Johnstone in between the sticks. Though we didn't have a lot of possession, that's okay. We played a lot of counter-attacking football, which allowed us to take all of these shots, all these chances against the Bees, and come away with 3 points. And in stark contrast of what happened versus Brentford, we travel out to Vicarage Road to take on Watford, and we lose by the score of 4-0, and it all got started off by Koeman potting the ball into his own damn net, and it really just went downhill from there. As you can see, Matt Phillips getting himself a brace, and Decore adding one in the second half. Just take a look at the match stats, even possession, nearly even amount of shots. We actually had more shots on the day, but we were just snatching at the chances with only one on target. Watford having 5 of them on target, and that really was the difference, as this time around, Sam Johnstone couldn't do anything in between the sticks, and the fence really in front of him kind of let him down as well. Basque on 6-3s, Koeman on 6-3 as well, so it was just a complete team effort in the suckage on this day. And then one final look at the match table, 2 more matches in, 3 more points added to the board, but that sees us drop down to 4th place now. It's still pretty tight at the top, as within the top 7 places, it's all combined between 8 points, so there's still a lot of movement that can be done within the top 6, top 7, but you just can't have a long stretch of bad. You gotta have yourselves a decent run of good if you want to stay within the top 4, which is what we're doing right now. Spurs, Chelsea, United sitting ahead of us, Liverpool, Watford, and Man City rounding out the top 7 behind us. So, like I said, long season left to go, still got 26 matches left, and I feel like we have the talent to at least finish top 6, which is what the original stated goal was for us this season. Right, so now it's time to get into the match today versus Dortmund, and for the first time in a long time, we're going to be using the V formation, especially away from home. It's going to be helpful. Sam Johnstone's going to be in between the sticks today with Koeman, Keane, Adibas, and Baines along the back line. Seems about the standard back line, right? James McCarthy's going to be the defensive mid today because Idrissa Gana Gueye is suspended. Sitting ahead of him will be Ross Barkley and Tom Davies, the 2 central mids. Out on the wings, we got Morales on the right, we got Lookman on the left, and the man in the middle will, of course, be Sandro, looking to try and add to his goal tally to this season. It's almost December, and he's only got 7 goals. He needs to do better. Now, obviously, the big miss in this entire thing is going to be Gylfi Sigurdsson coming off the bench. He's got fitness issues. He's sitting below 90%, so I didn't want to risk him starting today. And, of course, taking a look now at Dortmund's lineup, they got Aubameyang sitting up front. That's an obvious. They got Lozano and Yarmolenko on the wings. Berge, Götze, Weigl, the 3 central mids, Guerrero, Socrates, Bartra, and Piszczek along the back line, and Berkey. We remember Berkey from last time, right? He stopped a couple of our decent chances in getting a goal at home. Now, obviously, we need to break down this back line, just like what we did at home, but this time around, don't allow them to score. So if we're just going to go by my motto, do your job, and we'll come away with a win. So let's go out there, let's kick off, and see what happens. All the boys know what they need to do. They understand that this could potentially be their last chance at Europe, especially in the Champions League. It all comes down to holding onto the ball, taking decent chances, don't lose your man. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems. Yarmolenko, 5 minutes in, we lost the man, and he almost made us pay. 12 minutes on now, and Dortmund still coming forward on the attack. Piszczek coming inside, but Sam Johnstone putting it around for a corner kick. Now, as I said before, a win is pretty much the only result that I could take away from here. A draw, and then we'd have to get very lucky versus Valencia to get ourselves with a chance. Oh my God, Lookman. As I'm talking about results and what we need to get here in the group, Lookman almost putting it into the back of the nets, and almost off the rebound, Barkley could have had a chance on nets, but oh no, we're just snatching over here. Guerrero gets it inside Sam Johnstone. I don't know why he kept it in, but it's a save, and it's cleared away. There's some bonkers football I'm seeing right now, back and forth. No one really wants to hold on to possession. No one really wants to take any decent shots. Just about a half hour on now. Baines getting it through to Lookman. Has a couple of blue shirts. Oh, he finds Barkley. Ross Barkley. Let's go, boys. Ross Barkley into the top of the net, making it 1-0 to Everton. Let's go. He beat Berkey to the near side. And it all started with this free kick from Adibas. Taking up the left-hand side. Baines to Lookman to Barkley. What a wonderful setup. And Everton, much like what we had versus Juventus, we got ourselves an early lead, and now, unlike Juventus, we got to hold it down. Just taking a look here is Socrates, I didn't note this before, but Socrates and Guerrero looking injured. Maybe if we can use that to our advantage, play to that side, maybe we can get ourselves something out of it, but piss check to Aubameyang. Is he offside, ref? He is not offside. So immediately, what was that, like 4 minutes? Was that 4 minutes after we scored the goal? Yeah, roughly 4 or 5 minutes, so, typical giving up a goal within 5 minutes of scoring, especially against a team that you need to try and defend against. And once again, I'm playing on counterattack, and no one really knows what to do. They don't know who to mark, and Aubameyang, with his 19 pace, just slipping through our defense. As we come to halftime, neither side is really doing all that great. We're just doing worse than Dortmund, and it's pretty much a carbon copy of what we've been seeing with Juventus in the last episode, where we had no possession, where we had fewer shots, but we still somehow took an early lead. And I don't know what the problem is. Defensively, we still need to get back to the back line and not allow them to get through. But when you got fast players like Aubameyang, like Hirving Lozano, that could just speed through your defensive line, who is there to mark? Who really on our team can do that? Michael Keane? Michael Keane's got 16 pace. How the hell is he not picking up Aubameyang? Adibas has got a 14 pace. How's he not picking up him? How's he not picking up Lozano? I'm not happy with anybody's performance again. 4 minutes on now, and here comes Dortmund on the attack once again. Oh, he should have taken the ball off of Berja. He really should not have had himself a free chance. For the love of fuck. We had, I think that was James McCarthy that was marking Berja. And James McCarthy was nose to nose with Berja. How did he not take that ball off of him? How did we even let Dortmund continue this attacking movement and allow them to score this goal? So now it's basically like what happened with Juventus. We're down once again, and there isn't really a chance that we can come back now, can there? The interesting and funny thing is that look at Dortmund's side. Look at all the nervous players that are on their side. Then take a look at ours. We got composed and motivated players, more than them. Yet we're losing. Yet we're not getting the shots. We're not taking the shots on target to get ourselves back into this match. This is just, I gotta say that this is some clinical possession and clinical ball handling at the feet of Dortmund, because they're just doing so well, and there's just no way that we could stop them. There's no way. I really shouldn't have gotten happy over the last episode and this episode as well, scoring the early goal, because Football Manager slaps you down. Any sort of happiness of taking an early lead, it slaps you down. And when you try to play counterattack, play defensive just to try not to allow them to get through, what do? They just find ways to get through your damn defense. Like it's nothing. Like you got Swiss cheese on your back line. And I don't even have these guys telling them to long ball it all the time. They're automatically doing that. It seems like with both Dortmund and Juventus, as soon as we got that first goal, as soon as we got that early goal, it woke them up. It woke them up and allowed them to go into full-on FU troll mode to allow them to get the victory. I just don't know what to do anymore. Gylfi's coming on, Davy Klaasen's coming on, Dendonker's coming on, just because I need changes. I need changes, and there isn't anything that I can think of tactically that's now going to beat Dortmund. 8 minutes left to go. Dortmund have themselves a corner kick. It's been game over for a while now, hasn't it? Mark Bartra scoring, that's pretty much the icing on the shit cake. Having yourself a left back, center back scoring, that doesn't really mean anything. A garbage goal in garbage time off of the corner kick by Marco Reus. And yeah, we're pretty much out of Europe at this point in time. I really don't care about the tactical changes anymore. Nothing's going to work. Nothing's going to work anymore. Maybe with Juventus, we'll get ourselves a consolation goal. Sandro getting a chance, but Berkey right there with the save. I should never have had my hopes up after scoring that first goal in both this and Juventus, because now the lows are so real. So with that being said, there is no real need to play the match versus Valencia because, well, the match versus Valencia is a dead rubber. It doesn't mean anything at this point in time, as Dortmund are going to be beating us by the score of 4-1. We're just waiting for the ref to blow his full-time whistle and just end this misery and officially signal us out of Europe, because now, like I said, we needed to get a win to have a chance at least advancing into the Champions League. We needed at least a draw if we wanted to have a chance at getting into the Europa League. And, well, we're not going to get either. Now we're going to end up dead last place in our group, and there's no real reason to play anymore. There is no real reason to continue on with this series. You originally said that if we had a second season, only show the Champions League, see how well we do in the Champions League. Well, the word well, as I'm using way too many times here, is very much not the word that could have been said about our Champions League group. We are officially completely out of Europe. Knocked out of the Champions League, knocked out of even qualifying for the Europa League at this point in time. Dead last in our group, where at most we can get 4 points. We're probably going to end with 1, and we're pretty much going to end this series right here. It was such a great series in that first season, getting in third place with Everton, doing extremely well with the formations that I had, the V and the 4-2-3-1, and then I had in my mind, hey, I need to get center backs. I need to get tons and tons of center backs because that's what we need. We needed to build up on the back. We need to build up our defense. Too many center backs, too many players trying to help out on our defense, not a lot of players to help out with our attack, and that's ultimately what contributed to our knockouts, not just the Dortmund and Juventus draw, which was complete and utter bollocks in the first place. But yeah, the fact that we didn't get ourselves anything to work with on the attacking front to strengthen our attack really just hindered ourselves in the Champions League, and that's definitely a contributing factor to us getting knocked out. I don't know, guys. Disappointing defeat. Yeah, like I said, after Ross Barkley getting us off to a great start, and then just the game slaps us down. Says you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to win. You're not supposed to allow this to happen, especially versus Dortmund. You're not supposed to win versus Dortmund. So thanks for giving me false hope. But yeah, that ends our Champions League excursion, and that ultimately is what's going to end the series. So that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the series, even after our failed excursions in Europe. At least Everton, I was able to take Everton into Europe, and I was at least able to do better than Ronald Koeman did in my first season. And that was ultimately what the goal was at the very start of the series, was to see how well I can do better than Ronald Koeman, which, third place, Champions League, I don't even care. We got Champions League money out of it. That's automatically better than Ronald Koeman did. So I contribute this as a success. In the grand scheme of things, it's more of a net positive than a negative, so I'll consider that a success. So that being said, guys, I hope to see you around for my next series, which is going to be, of course, that long-term Fallen Giants save with Nottingham Forest. If that interests you, please stay tuned, because that should be coming up very, very shortly. So that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this series, and let's get one final like for it if you did enjoy it. And of course, share with all your friends and subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM18 content on the channel, which, like I said, the Nottingham Forest save. Get yourself prepared for that. Also, leave your comments in the comment box below on what you saw today in this episode. Oh, I can't wait for your comments on what I did wrong here, and also what your thoughts are going forward with my Nottingham Forest save. But anyway, guys, I've been Gendo, and you, of course, have been awesome, and I'll see you next series. So take care, and peace out.